What's going on, YouTube? This is going to sound a little wild. I know. Johnny and his conspiracies, right? A lot of my YouTube family that's following me these days, you guys weren't around way back in the day, but somebody's poking around into the mobile home park videos. And I'm not going to speak on that right now because I'm just going to keep that to myself. But irregardless, I made videos quite some time ago talking about my Silver Stack Inn and Misfit Island, how the world's going to hell in a handbag. The thing is, my Silver Stack Inn started back in 2010, 2011 during the housing crisis. I picked up on this dude, JSnip4. He was on YouTube and he was running his mouth about the housing crisis and the banksters taking everybody's homes. And he said, fuck you, and didn't pay his mortgage for 3 years. And they paid him to get out of his house. I went through a similar situation. I was out of work because the housing crisis, lost my home on the coast in Cali with my brother in Montera. And they flipped us like $5,000 to move the fuck out. So it was odd that JSnip situation played out exactly the same for me, right? It was what was going on. And when I was listening to Snippy back in the day, there was a cat, Lindsey Williams, pastor Lindsey Williams, pastor to the elite, right? More conspiracy shit. 2012 was popping off, a lot of crazy stuff back then. And I fucking went knee deep. Jesse Ventura, talking about the FEMA coffins, Alex Jones. There was a lot of crazy stuff back in the day. And then one day, YouTube said, fuck you, and they started kicking people off YouTube. And YouTube really started changing. But I never forgot back then. I never stopped stacking. There were certain things that touched me that I just made sense to me. INFJ patterns. I can't tell you. I'm not a fucking psychic and I'm not your fucking daddy, right? I'm doing pretty fucking good today. I'm not in a mobile home park screaming at the park owner for wanting to get on my property during COVID, right? And somebody, like I said, is poking around. Somebody's curious about me now. And they have been for a couple days. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. I don't fucking care. Because I speak my truth. Because of my life situations, the things I've learned, the mistakes I've made, the things I've got right. This Lindsey Williams cat used to talk about $150 a barrel oil. And when it got to that mark, there was going to be this crazy global reset thing, and the economies of the world were going to crash, and they were going to try to wipe out the global debts and all this crazy stuff. Oil hit $120 a barrel today. Just a few months ago, it was 30, 40. Do you remember when oil was negative? Lindsey Williams even called negative oil at one time. Right? Remember when they were saying there was a glut of oil and that it cost more to store it than it was worth to sell it? And oil was negative. Lindsey Williams called that. Now, I thought oil or gasoline would get to $8 to $10 by the end of summer. It's going to get to $10 in a month or two. Look at where it's at now. It's already at 7.5 in certain parts of the country. It was $3 not too long ago. Look, when it comes to oil and fuel, think about the things that's tied to. You got to use oil and gasoline to run tractors, to plow crops. Energy is tied to everything, right? It's not just you going to the gas station and pumping your gas tank that screws you. All your food needs gasoline to move the machines that get the food to the grocery store, that get the food out of the ground, to plant the food. Combines and all that shit run on fuel. Do you understand where this is going? Do you understand hyperinflation? And, I'm bold enough to call the Great Depression, homie, because who cares if I'm wrong? Not me. But if I'm right and somebody listened and they saved for a rainy day, that makes me feel good that I helped somebody. I'm not going to hurt you by saying save your fucking money and taking some of that paper and turning it into a precious metal. This is doing pretty good for me. What the fuck do I know? Something. It's not a neener, I told you so. It's please listen. Go look up Lindsey Williams, pastor to the elite. Go dig up them old videos and listen for yourself. He used to sell these reports, 2-3 hour long reports. Snippy used to buy them, and then he would talk about them on his channel. And I would listen. Did it make sense? Was he a crackpot? The thing was, he was early. The shit he was talking about was supposed to popped off a long time ago. And then everybody just kind of forgot about all that shit. Get this. Why is it the liberals are pushing for war and the conservatives are pushing for stop, right? It's bizarro world right now. Please, 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 if you use a lot of anything, right? Detergent, you got 10 kids, you're constantly doing laundry, go to Costco and buy a whole shit ton of detergent. It's going to get hell of expensive. Whatever you use the most of, stock up on it so that later you don't have to pay double the price. It'll save you money just by stocking up on food and essentials, right? Fuck a vacation. Go buy cases of toilet paper. It's not for shortages, it's for expensives. Where I'm at, I got my first electricity bill here. See all these lights I got on? Look, that's the spare house over there. I keep that motherfucker lit up all night long, right? I got lights out here because it's big land and I get a little spooked, so I like shit lit up so that if I hear a noise, I look out a window, I can see what the fuck's out there, right? It's gonna take me a while to get comfy in the sticks all by myself. You know what my electricity bill was? $77. Because of where I live, the overhead here is cheap. Homes are cheaper. Gasoline's only $3.50 here. When I just got gas a couple of days back, or diesel, it was only $3.50. I want my little YouTube family to be happy and prosperous and safe. I love you guys, man. This is not, I got mines, right? I just posted them, and that's another thing. The people that don't like me on YouTube, that flag on my stuff, well, they're full throttle, right? I guess they don't think my peeps would be able to do nothing, and that's okay. Like I said, as long as the people that are listening are taking care of themselves, making sure that they're safe, right? Whatever you might need for a hard time, that you can protect yourself, that you can protect your food, your family, right? Preserve your wealth, right? When the dollar buys less, that means that piece of paper is going in the toilet. And when this goes up and you're hungry, you take some of them silver dimes to the pawn shop, you cash them in, now you go get some more toilet paper. It's not that hard. Really, it's not. I'm very calm. I'm very cool. I'm very collected. I'm not so broken and upset. Just a couple of days ago, my heart was torn out by a lot of childhood grief. It was really fucking with me, and I don't really understand why it was so harsh. or what really set all that off in motion, I don't feel like that right now. You know, being broken and grieving, just part of the process of losing people you love as you get older, right? There's nothing I can do about that. And the thing is, I put everything out because I got no one to talk to. So I lean on this gadget, I throw it out there to get it off my chest, and you good folks give me love back, right? Isn't that what your mom and dad, your brother and sister, your wife and your husband do for you? You guys are my family. You and my dogs. Do you hear anybody else in this house? In that house, in that barn, in that shop, in that house, on these 30 acres? I don't need all this shit. But I've been watching for a long time. What was Jesse Ventura talking about with FEMA coffins? I don't know. He went from big-time wrestler to a governor. That I know for sure. They kicked Alex Jones off of YouTube because they said he was hurting people with his conspiracies. How many of his conspiracies came to fruition? Not all of them. Fair amount. He's not the only one. I'm not trying to preach a conspiracy. I'm telling you to look at the facts for yourself. Look at what people said 10 years ago and what's happening today. It's coming to fruition. You can do the ostrich thing and stick your head in the sand all you want. You're going to starve to death. And you think when times are tight, the banks are going to give you a pass when you can't pay your mortgage? I lost my home with an ocean view in Montero with my brother during the housing crisis, right? Interest rates, all that shit through the roof. You know what the interest rates were on our house on the coast? 6.75 on the first loan, because we had to get 2 loans, because you can only get a loan for 400 and some odd thousand. It goes over that, then you got to get another loan, right? We had 2. The second loan was in the 8s. You know what my interest rate is on this? 3.75, locked. My mortgage payments are $1,700 a month for 30 fucking acres. 2 homes, a barn, a shop, pastures already fenced in. They're all over up here. This is kind of a part of the country that is forgotten, right? It's too cold. Everybody wants to be warm and comfy, cozy. I don't give a fuck about warm, comfy, cozy when you ain't got no food to eat and you can't pay your mortgage and the bank takes your house and you're sleeping on a tent or in a tent on the ground. Look at how many, there are more people on the street now than there was during the housing crisis. What does that tell you? Are you looking at the facts? Not at a conspiracy, not what I'm saying, what Jesse Ventura said, Alex Jones said, or any other fucking crackpot. Tinfoil hat, Johnny O. Yeah. I'm stacked up for a rainy day. I can grow my own food. Come spring, I can pick apples off a tree. I could live on apples and water if I had to, right? Without even growing anything or getting any critters. There were more deer in the yard today. There's a meat source right there. Go get some deer tags, whatever the rules and regs are around here. If I can hunt in my yard, wow, I guess I get to eat deer. I don't have to get a cow and a chicken. I just live off the land. I get 1 cow, go out and milk it every day, make cheese, make butter, make ice cream. I don't have to kill it and slaughter it and cook it. Same for the chickens. I just eat the eggs. See, I'm not a hunter. I got no desire to kill anything. I'm a puss like that, right? I can get in a fist fight because I got rage. noises. But I got compassion for life. Live life, not take life. Look at my old stack video. Look at the date. Thank you, Eric. Somebody's a video that's 1.5 years old is in circulation. I'll link it below. Talking about selling all this shit so I could get some land for my dog rescue. It's all I care about. I don't care about the baubles and shit. Look at the date on that. Look where I'm at. I did it. Sound familiar? Go watch a Wes Watson video. You say tomato, I say tomato. A different hustle. He did it his way, I did it mine. But I did it now, right? I feel pretty fucking proud of myself. I got no wife. I got no family. I still did it. I quit drinking. I didn't land in jail. That mobile home park could have easily got me in jail. Somebody's poking around, like I said. A bunch of these old videos from back then, me screaming at the fucking state inspector wanting to come on my property in the middle of fucking booger COVID, right? Told him to go fuck himself and get a warrant. He said he's going to come back with the cops. He never did. They never came back. And the thing is, if I sought out an attorney and sued the park for what they put me through, all those videos are evidence for a case. And I knew that, right? Posterity or whatever the fuck you call it. Evidence. You got to prove, you got to back up what you say. Look at my old shit and look what's going on now. Look at what I just said not too long ago, right? Look where I'm at. Just like Watson. He talked shit on that park bench. Now he's in a penthouse. I talk shit from a mobile home park. Now I'm sitting on 30 acres. Multiple houses, room for other people to help. Help each other. It's not about me. Never has been. It's about the people I love. The ones that are going to be hungry. And go, Johnny, fuck, I wish I would have listened, man. Can I come over? I got you. I got plenty of room. I don't give a fuck if I had 6 people sleeping in this living room. Another 6 upstairs. 2 in that bedroom, 2 in that bedroom. I could have 15 fucking people in this house. Oh, by the way, there's a basement. I could finish out the basement and turn it into a living space. Oh, did I mention 3 bedrooms, 2 baths over there? I'm sure I could stuff 10 people in that fucking house, if need be. I could chop down trees, buy a sawmill with part of my silver stack, turn a tree into 2x4s, 4x4s, into lumber. It's not hard to do. It's very easy, actually. There's lumber mills all over up here. There's paper mills right down the road. Dairy. Wisconsin is probably the #1 state in the nation for dairy. That means meat, milk, protein. You need protein for your diet. Just listen to Watson, right? I keep fucking kicking that guy in the nuts because I love that guy. He helped change my life. It's no bullshit story. One day him and I will chop it up, I'm sure. I get a chance to give him a proper thank you. You know, I was a wreck back in the day. I was still trying to get sober. Fuck it, I can do anything. I'll do it my way. Fuck you, right? I did it my way. And I did it